Greetings, traveler! Welcome! This is Mario Infantes, and today I want to ask you a very simple question. Why do we scream? There are a million different videos on YouTube on how to scream, how to make rough vocals, false chord versus fry scream, but I've never seen anyone asking why do we do it? Why do we scream? Why among all those styles of singing we chose to do rough vocals? I've done all kinds of styles. I've done blues, I've done jazz, but for some reason metal is my favorite thing to perform. There's something indescribable about screaming. So many of us are attracted to this particular type of singing, and I'm gonna try to unveil the reasons behind this. With this video, I want to share my thoughts on it, some historical background, concepts related to screaming, and finally, why I do gutturals. And hopefully, what I say will inspire you to get to know yourself a bit better and figure out the reasons why you chose to do rough vocals. There are thousands of studies stating that screaming was critical to our survival. So imagine you were lost in the jungle, and if you screamed pretty loud, you could be noticed. Or if you have a pretty sick screaming technique, you could scare possible predators away. So normally screaming is related to being in fear, but it actually serves many different purposes. Warriors will have their war scream to hype themselves up before battle.
Bullshit! You didn't convince me! Let me see your real war face!
We all scream for pain relief. We also scream when we are extremely happy. And also when we are in stressful situations and experiencing intense emotions. So if screaming is widely used for stressful situations, mostly fear or pain release, what role does screaming play in art? Here's where the concept of catharsis takes on special relevance. The word catharsis has its origin in ancient Greece. It means purification or cleansing, the purgation of emotions that results in renewal and restoration. You know, in some of the Tantra courses that I have attended in the past, we used to scream for anger release. So for example, there was this exercise in which we would scream as loud as we could into a pillow and fucking punch it and just channel all that anger into the pillow instead of just projecting our bullshit into others or our negative vibes. So I think it's a very healthy way to release those intense emotions in a peaceful way instead of using violence or projecting our negative vibes into others. So catharsis is widely used today by some psychotherapists who make their patients revisit traumatic moments so that they could make peace with those feelings. I think this episode of The Simpsons reflects perfectly what I'm trying to explain here.
Now calm down, diddly 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 diddly. They did their best, shoddily diddly diddly diddly. Gotta be nice, hostility diddly diddly diddly. Ah, hell, diddly ding dong crap! Can't you morons do anything right?
So don't be like our Neddy boy here. Instead of suppressing those feelings, let it all go with a good screaming session. So screaming might be a very primal action, one that is triggered unconsciously most of the time, but you can make it a very conscious process. Actually, that's what I've been doing the last 18 years of my life. there's a big difference between what we all know as screaming and using it in music. So, for example, I can scream, "Ah!" and I can scream with technique. "Ah!" What is widely known as doing gutturals. As you can see, there's a huge difference in terms of volume and intention. If I use the same energy that I use for regular screaming in my art, I would have lost my voice by now. So to give you a small background in rough vocals in music history, you know, screaming is an extended vocal technique that is normally related to extreme metal genres, but it has its roots way back in time. The first significant example of an actual scream in an opera is in Alban Berg's Wozzeck in 1922. Then you have Screaming Joe Hawkins in blues. How fucking sick is that? Later on we have Elvis in rock and roll, and then it went on and on, transitioning slowly into heavier genres. So there are many reasons why I do it. You know, when I was a kid, I didn't quite understand it. I just thought it was fucking cool, basically, and I guess that at the end I wanted to be like my music heroes at that moment. I just thought it was badass. But I feel like in the late years I have come to understand why I do it, why metal vocals are my favorite thing to perform. Even though I am the least metal guy you will fucking ever met, I can easily say that screaming my lungs out on top of a stage is my absolute thing to do. Nothing equals that kind of feeling for me. You know, before, for some time, and I think this is something a lot of you might relate to, for some time I thought that I did this because I wanted to drag attention, because I wanted to prove myself and to others, or because I wanted the attention of girls, I guess. But then I was in a monogamous relationship for a few years, so dating was not of interest to me. And then I realized, I'm not doing this to grab the attention of anyone. I'm doing this because I fucking need it. I'm doing this because that's the only way that I have to express myself, the real self, the better self. Sometimes I was out with friends and I would find myself craving the moment of being on top of a stage, like the need of expressing that part of me. Screaming makes you feel powerful. It's violent, but it's the good kind of violence. The violence that is required in order to create, like for example when tectonic plates collide to create mountains. Performing on a stage is a massive confidence boost, and while it's definitely not the point of performing, I think it's a very relevant feeling. Every day we are surrounded by stimuli from social media, advertising, etc. that undermine our self-esteem. So I think that screaming on top of stage is a very healthy way to feel better about ourselves. And as I said before, for me, the cathartic part of screaming is tremendously important. Channeling all that anger in a peaceful way. It is quite possible that the reason why I am such a peaceful dude today, it's because screaming has always been my catharsis therapy. So this is why I do gutturals. In the comments below, I want to know your reasons to do it. Why do you still do it today, and what got you into screaming? I hope I made you think today and that this little video helps you to know yourself a little bit better. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you very soon.